Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very first, totally didn't try this a couple days ago, the very first episode of the Backyard Sports Center Briefing. This is our version of Sportscenter, which is not affiliated with us. We are not affiliated with them. We are the Backyard Sports Center. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Backyardified Alex, here with my fancy little tie. All right, so fun fact about this tie, about this little backyardified version of me. I was not comfortable sending Jibbo my face just yet. We haven't gotten to that part of our relationship just yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's time to turn off milk drop. That way my GPU doesn't overcook itself. So someone once told me that I look the ever so slightest like Fox Mulder from X-Files. Not gonna lie to you, I don't see it at all, but I sent him a picture of Fox Mulder from the X-Files, and I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty impressed. They gave me more hair than I currently have right now. Like, oops. I just unplugged my headphones from my PC. Like, I have a box of, a monthly supply of Hims currently in my bathroom, but that is what we got right here. So, I'm just gonna let this game play in the background. That way you're not bored as heck. Because I know sometimes things can get very, very bored. Very, very bored all the time. But yes, this is me. I am Alex, and I'm going to be your host tonight. We have a lot to talk about. First off, very first off. Woof. I'm going to actually pull up my script so I can talk about it. We have very important stuff to talk about on the list today. We have the RBBL Season 13 signups drop. Did I press spectator? No, I did not. We're going to try this again. The RBBL Season 13 signups have dropped. The BFOL Season 3 draft is currently ongoing. Spectator, can I do that? There we go. That's what I want. Okay, well. Apparently you can only do T-ball with normal games. So there's your fun fact of the day. I'm not having these guys play at Sandy Flats, though. We're going back to Steel Stadium. There we go. Keep you guys entertained. We also, yes, the BFOL Season 13, BFOL Season 3, the Football Online League is currently ongoing as well. The draft is happening right now. They just finished one of the division drafts. We'll get into that as soon as possible. We're also going to even bring in kart racing into the spotlight. I know kart racing had a stream a good while ago. They are currently in their November league. They have another race here in a couple of days this Friday. They had one last Friday. We'll talk about the results for that as well. But of course, I think the main reason I started this is because I wanted to talk about the BBOL playoff hunt. We are in week, I want to say 12 or 13, one of those 2 weeks. We have some big matchups coming up in the league to see who is going to join all of our top players in the month of November. So, with that being said, let's just go ahead and start off with the biggest story thus far this week from the offline leagues. Signups for the 13th season of the Reddit Backyard Baseball League have opened. They opened on Monday. Normally the offseason takes about a month and a half or to 2 months before things start rolling again. The last result from last season, which was the final game of the 5-game 2001 World Series. That was made official on September 29th, and signups for the season 13 dropped 2 days ago. So the offseason took officially about a month, just a little bit over the month. Oh, you guys are really wanting to hear my takes on the Junior League. Ooh, Love to hear that. Disky wants Little League mention. Don't worry, I mention all 4 leagues. I'm trying to make sure I get as much as humanly possible. I'm even going to bring up the Visery Backyard Football League. Like, that's the thing that's happening right now. Granted, I'm personally not having a fun time with it just because I suck at Backyard Football 2002, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yes, glad to hear. If you're watching this and you are a current player in the league, yes, go ahead and tell everyone what league you're in. Who's your team? Who do you represent? I see you, CRK from the HL, the Junior Bombers, top tier, a backyard sports staple, as it were. I know Disky is the Marlins, I'm pretty sure. Charguider says Super Duper League is the best league. Oh my goodness. I personally will agree with that. George Banuki is also from the Super Duper League. I think he's also the Marlins. Charguider is the Fishes. Good to see, good to see. So many things going on. Disky clinched the playoffs, which is also great. It's very important that Disky clinches the playoffs because the Little League is... well, we'll get to that. Well, let's not get off track. Let's continue with what we're going. Hey, what's up to DLW? So many freaking people just sounding off in chat. We'd love to see it. Disky is the Hornets. Heck yes, love to see it. There's already some discourse over who the real Bombers are. Is it Nate Bog-Frungus, who's undefeated in the Junior League, or is it CRK, who won the RBBL championship with the Bombers last season? Well, let's stop getting off track. Let's get right into this. So, like I said, took about a month for the offseason to happen, and now the signups have dropped. There's a lot of questions to be asked this time around, like, for example, grounders. This is a huge hot button topic. You know, a very common successful strategy is to have 2 fast players, then a power-up hitter, then another 2 fast players and a power-up hitter, and the goal is to go grounder, line drive / power if you guys got good enough power. Then we already said, everyone's like, we do not want grounders. This is a huge... You said one of the players got grounded or something? Oh my god. I don't know the niche corner of the internet, but there was those Go Animate videos that always some kid doing something like, and it's all text-to-speech things, so it's like, I'm going to rob from the Chuck E. Cheese. And like, he robs from the Chuck E. Cheese, and then his parents grab him, run back to his house. Is like, how dare you rob from the Chuck E. Cheese? That's it. You are grounded. And then they keep on saying grounded over and over again. CRK remembers, yes. CRK gets a discount, gets the senior discount, even though he's the youngest RBBL champion. Yeah. No, I got you, Rope Nami. I got you. I understood the joke. I got you. Whoa! I gotta stop messing around with my headset. Maybe I should just connect this bad boy to Bluetooth. Who knows? Yeah, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but grounders are a hot button talk, but JY Knight says get rid of them. Emery, 2-time champion, famously has been saying ban grounders for the past, like, year and a half. He's not been in the league anymore. There's a question to be had, though, I would say. The name of the game is to either get rid of him and make a whole new strategy, or don't get rid of him and try and beat Loba at his own game. But yes, both champions last year, Loba and CRK, used this grounder line drive strategy, and it worked very well for them. CRK was able to to just make absolute fool out of Question Monkey and the regular season undefeated Baltimore Pirates. It was a crazy series that was. Loba also used this strategy, but just barely scraped by Visery in the 2001 championship in 5 games. In fact, the 5th game was decided via multiplier, and we'll get into that. Some of you guys might be wondering what the heck the RBBL is. We'll be going more in depth on some of the rules that are being voted on in the sign-up survey. The sign-up also doubles as a survey for new players and old players to decide what is the best rule you can possibly use. We will Let's see. Oh, it was a tough series, 3-2. Well, oh, it wasn't a. Oh, it was a 5-game series. I forgot about that. I thought for some reason I thought it was a 4-game series. I really don't know. Disky is saying you can't get rid of a hit type. That's the thing, Disky. Not grounders. Bunts have been banned in the RBBL for quite some time. In fact, they've been banned ever since I started in Season 10. I'm even sure before that. Granted, like, that is absolutely not an issue in the BBOL, but the big thing is the AI defense, because you're playing... Let me go ahead and just break down what the RBBL is first. For those who aren't in the know, maybe you are only aware of the BBOL, or you just joined us after the charity stream, which was very huge. Thank you all for that, by the way. We did very great stuff. I think we raised, like, what? I want to say 7,000? I'll have to look at it. 4,000 or 7,000? I don't know. I'll have to look up those numbers, but let me explain how the RBBL works. The RBBL was founded in 2017 by our very own Yurjevic. Y'all just know him as Yurya, as a way to play backyard baseball competitively without the need for online play. Online play has seldom been a thing in the backyard sports franchise, outside of a very limited period of time where you could play over dial-up in the early 2000s. That's what BBOL, that's what the backyard online is emulating right now, with all that stuff. But, well, the thing about it, Disky, is that there is a voting option. There's a chance that grounders might be swapped with bunts. That grounders are going to get banned, but bunts are going to get reinstated. Like, that's an option. Like, honestly, I don't know if it's going to go through, but if that's something that you want to, like, there you go. I've convinced someone. Whew. But yes, that dial-up thing lasted only like a couple of years until they got rid of it, and ever since then, if you want to play multiplayer, it's more of a, you better have a console, because to awkwardly have your buddy play on keyboard and you play on mouse on one computer, that's kind of, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was possible to play over like a LAN party in Football 2002, but like everything else is like, you better be playing on console with multiple controllers, otherwise it's gonna be weird. But yes, the long and short of it is everyone in the league is integrated into the same sort of season mode season. They play through season mode 14 games once per week, unless you're Cherry or Maddock, then it's like 3 or 4 per week. But jokes aside, you can play your game and compare the scores with your opponents, who is also playing through season mode. You win your games by having the highest run differential compared to your opponent's score. Say my final score was 10-2, but Crazy 8's score was 12-0. C8 would get the win because his run difference was 12, and mine was only 8. 10 minus 2 equals 8. Ties generally go to the home team. However, I'm sure there are exceptions. I'm pretty sure, like, if it's tied, but like you gave up 1 run, then it automatically goes to the other guy. I could be wrong though. Yes, this is the 13th overall season. There are multiple seasons in 1 year. See the month or 2 long off season, since like 13 plus 2017 equals 2030. That doesn't make sense. But yes, it's more like Survivor, where it's like multiple seasons per year. That's how Survivor is a 20-year-old show, and yet there are like 40 freaking seasons. Oh, you don't have to learn how to mod the B files. We do that for you, for that whole league thing. Yes, this is the 13th season. As I mentioned, this is the 4th season in a row that the leagues are separated into 2 separate leagues, one for Backyard Baseball 2001 and another for Backyard Baseball 2003. There's not a league for the original game. There is a attempted side season. Yurjevic is trying really hard to push the original casual game league, original game casual league, which is just more like play at your own pace, have fun type of deal instead of the competitive side. Why is everyone bunting? It's like the second bunt I've seen in a row. Bunting is just very, very fun. We got someone saying that 2003 is better than 2001. Ooh, boy. That is the take. That is sure is a take. If you want to play on 2003, feel free to mute your game, because if you're very used to 2001, my goodness, the audio quality is crisper, but it is just gross. It is just very much. It is, if you are not used to change, you're not going to like it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that classic Pablo Sanchez home run. He knows it's gone too. He was just trotting. That or he was absolutely his stamina just went all the way down, but yes, naturally. Where was I? I wrote a whole script for this. Oh no, yeah. You hear a grown man's voice coming out of Tony Del Vecchio. You're like, huh? What? Who? All right. Yes, this is a 4-season row that has 2 separate leagues for 01 and 03. The past few champions since then, I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. In season 10, Freak Show 55 and his humongous Astros won the 2001 league. I think he beat Uriah. Then the 2003 league, Wizard very controversially beat Personizzle and the Reds. I believe Wizard was the Mighty Rangers, and he scored a lot of runs in extra innings. That's why we have a new rule saying that if you go into extra innings, your run differential is automatically a 0 no matter what. That to avoid anything like that from happening. But in season 11, Loba won his first RBBL championship over Visery, using his trademark, I would say at this point, Florida Marlins. And then in the 2003 series, JY Knight, albeit not using the modded B file he was given, still made very good hands with his Mariners, also beating Visery. A very sad time for Visery that season, but JY Knight winning the 2003 championship that season. And the last season, of course, I've already mentioned, Loba repeated as champion against Visery. However, CRK won the 2003 title against Question Monkey and the Baltimore Pirates. Absolutely, yes. Loba is a huge Kathy Wolf supporter. Very fast. He's half the reason why she's on my team, because, you know, solid catcher option. And I have Cheryl Reynolds. Like, normally, you know, Sammy Sosa, if you're playing Sammy Sosa, Cheryl Reynolds, very similar stats. You know, to have someone relatively quick and with a really good arm, you know, you'd normally put him at catcher. But Kathy Wolf's fast enough and has that arm that is just like, go on, how can you not use her? Fun fact, by the way, mentioning ZRK's title, Heidi Thurman, who is a generic character with lesser stats, has more RBBL titles than Pablo Sanchez. Heidi Thurman has won. Pablo Sanchez has yet to win. Therefore, Heidi Thurman is better than Pablo Sanchez. Just keep that in mind. All right. Elsewhere in the world of offline backyard sports, of course, 3 years after its first season, the Visery Backyard Football League is taking new life in Backyard Football 2002. It's about halfway finished now. Currently, the top teams are HC3 and the Stinky Stars, P. Sanchez and the Melonheads, and Fur Fletcher and the Buffalo Bills. All three, except for HC, I believe, are undefeated. That one's a little bit more fun. 2002 is a lot more fun because the game is a lot more fast-paced, and your players are able to jump really high in the physics-breakingly amounts of high in the game. Like, you'll just see them bounce high up in the air, like over 50 feet, just to get an interception. It's very, very, very whack. But that is your offline stylings for today. Now let's go ahead and talk about the BFOL Season 3 signups. This is very exciting stuff. Woo. Let me take a little bit of a break. This game is brought to you in part by by 110% juice. Not really, but wouldn't that be crazy if it was? Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the BFOL. The fourth iteration of the Backyard Football Online League has officially begun their draft. This is Season 3, following the experimental Season 0, followed by Season 1 in 2022, and then Season 2 earlier this year. Last year, there were 3 separate leagues to accommodate for the limited amount of playable characters. very unfortunately, we are unable to play as generic characters in the online football leagues, to my knowledge. However, surely that may happen in the future. I'd love for it to happen in the future, honestly. But we will see. We will definitely see. In the 3 leagues, the Northern League, stay safe. Give me a second while I pull up the Backyard Sports Online website, because I just absolutely forgot to put in the name of the teams they used that year. I'm glad I just recently got a laptop for dual. There's so much going on. Okay, yes. Well, I guess it didn't really matter what... Did it really matter what team they used? I don't know. I'll try and look up some like reference sheets and stuff like that. While I'm doing that, y'all chat amongst yourselves. We got someone saying that the greatest of all time is Keisha Phillips. There are a lot of people in the RBBL who will say that Pete Wheeler is better than Pablo Sanchez, or Keisha Phillips for that matter. Like, so much so that Jibbo posted, like, hey, who are the greatest who do you think are the top 3 players of all time? I'll tell you who it objectively is. It's Pete Wheeler, then Pablo Sanchez, and Keisha Phillips. And I don't think I've ever seen such backlash on one of our posts, on one of our social media posts, in quite some time. I'm gonna look it up on here instead. So easily get Discord up in here. There we go. Yes, I remember this now. Okay, the Northern League. The Northern League champion. If I can scroll up here. The Northern League champion was Say Stafe. He beat Loba and the excellent Vikings. Say Stafe was the Melonheads. He had Pablo Sanchez on his team, so Pablo Sanchez does have a BFOL title. Randall Cunningham was also on that team. Loba and the Vikings had Barry Sanders. He also has Barry Sanders this season, but we will get into this season once we get into this season. We're still talking about last season. So North League champion was Stay Stafe and the Melonheads. They beat Loba 38-24 in their final. The Western League championship belonged to Raid Pirate 52. He was able to take down K1D 34-28. Raid Pirate was the Mighty Buccaneers, and K1D was the Detroit Lions. And not even the Detroit Lions with Barry Sanders on their team could win a football championship, and that is just darn sad. And then finally, the Eastern League was the Eastern League champion was Ferb Fletcher. No relation to the character on Phineas and Ferb. Ferb Fletcher is the username of one of our people here. He played as the Buffalo Bills with Pete Wheeler, and he beat... Who did he beat? He beat P. Sanchez 55 and the Little Monsters, who had Jerry Rice and Brett Favre on their team. But yeah, the 3 champions, Ferb Fletcher, who beat P. Sanchez 20-28, Raid Pirates, and Say Stafe. Now, currently they are in the middle of the BFOL Season 3 draft. There are 4 divisions this time around instead of 3 leagues. I think they're going to try... My guess is that they're going to try and... My hope, really, is that they're going to try and have an overall champion, but if that isn't the case, we might have 4 champions. Who knows what'll happen. So the Metro Division is B-Ball and the Steelers, then followed by Loba and the excellent Vikings. The third player is Jadam and the Packers. We got Say Stafe, the champion from last year, and the Melonheads. Raid Pirate is returning to the league with his Buccaneers, and Ferb Fletcher is returning with his Bills. So all 3 champions are in the Metro Division. Then in the Highland Division, we have Durag Seth. His team is confirmed to be the Jaguars, I believe. I will have to double check. I know some players have decided that they're not playing, so I need to just look this up real quick. This is the Highland Division Football League. They're currently in their draft. They're in their draft right now. Yes, Durag Sef is playing as the Jaguars. Kwandi doesn't have a team just yet. Then we got Route 66. It's confirmed playing as the 49ers. What a rip by Mikey Thomas there. Route 66 or Route 66, depending on what part of the country you're from. I'm not going to correct you. He's confirmed playing as the 49ers, and he's chosen Jerry Rice. Probably one of, if not the most famous 49er. You can argue either him or Joe Montana. And we got Whiff Spree, who is confirmed to be the Bombers. And we got Nathan Bach-Frungus, who is confirmed to be the Miami Dolphins. And he has picked Pablo Sanchez on his team alongside Brett Favre. And then we got Matitude, who has yet to pick a team. The other drafts have yet to happen, but I can go ahead and close this tab. The other drafts have yet to happen, but the other two divisions are the Skyway Division, Crow 1. Then we got Mike Madness, and if someone picks the New York Giants before him, I think he's going to fight them for it. If I'm going to be honest. Then we got G Hart, Disky, Big Red TJC, and Char Guider. They are all in the Skyway Division waiting for their part of the draft to happen. And then the Parks Division, gotta be real with you, there are 5 teams, not 6. I think they might be looking for a replacement. That's my guess. But at the end of the day, who knows what will happen. Yes, thank you. I specifically chose the hockey music because I like the hockey music a lot. Jargiter is bringing us the inside scoop here. He's saying that he might choose the Cincinnati Bengals for his team. Yes. This is some serious backyard football talk, yes. But in the Parks Division, yes, I only see 5 teams, but the 5 confirmed players are Axel Thomas, Big G, Parker Jack 211-9, Deepaf 679, and Mule Rider. That's the name of the player, Mule Rider. Yes, they all have yet to do the draft. Now, if you go on the Backyard Online website, in fact, I'm going to pull it up on here so that I can share it with you all. And hopefully, I pray to God that this thing doesn't crash, because I actually have a good computer running this guy. Ranked play. There is ranked play in our leagues. And really, it hasn't really worked that much with football. But there are 5... I was going to go into a whole thing like, which players from here have played ranked play on Backyard Sports Online, and only 5 people have done it. So that doesn't really help my way too early rankings. But yeah, once again, let me go ahead and run through the teams for you from the Skyway, from the Metro Division. We'll go more in depth with this after the draft is over, and we'll talk more about like who's got the best chance of winning. But we got Raid Pirate here, and the Buccaneers. There's Say Stafe and the Melonheads right there. Pete Wheeler, Dante Robinson immediately. I think Say Stafe's got to have a good chance to repeat. We got B-Ball with the Steelers. Keisha Phillips, Brett Favre. Brett Favre, a good wide receiver position as well as a good quarterback. Though I'm pretty sure their quarterback is going to be, hold on, throw accuracy. I think, I don't know, between Brett Favre and Tony Del Vecchio, I think he'd pick Del Vecchio. Loba and his trademark Vikings, trademark Barry Sanders. I don't think it takes a genius. I think he's going to rely on Barry Sanders to get the dub this season. There's Jadam and the Packers. Jerry Rice on his team. Gretchen Hasselhoff, a good running back option. And there's the Bills and Randall Cunningham, Luann Louis. There's all those. And there's your kicker, Angela Del Vecchio. 1 Weber, not 2 Webers. Is there another Weber on one of these teams? Yes. Safe got it. Yeah, there's not a boost for having both Webbers, which is kind of weird. But, yep. That is the BFOL for you. And you just missed another Pablo Sanchez home run. Unfortunate. I was trying to show off my epic OBS skills, and then Pablo Sanchez decides he's going to hit another... Well, this one looks like it just went up. It either hit the wall or hit off the little back fence back there. But, yes. Diskey wants to do the Mighty Hornets. Bach Frungus took Ricky Johnson for his third rounder. There you go. Woo! This is a lot of talking, y'all. This is a lot of talking. I think it's time for me to showcase a whole other world. Let me go ahead and pause this right now. We're gonna watch some replays of the most recent edition of the Backyard Kart Racing League. This is gonna be some of your guys' first exposure to this, so I both apologize and am very excited. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna play just a little bit of the game for you. This is a replay of one of the many leagues. This is also really loud. Hello? What the heck? Alright, let's turn this, first turn this down a little bit. Like this guy right here. Turn it down. Let's see how loud it is. Huh. Odd. Oh, there we go. That should be good. So we're going to watch this replay. Now, if you see this, I believe Rove Nami is the guy. Rove Nami and like Pepe Riss are like the two masterminds behind this. Pepe Riss doing the... I don't know if it was Rove Nami or Pepe Riss who did the art, but they both got... excuse me. But you can see, just listen to the sound effects. They also are able to like throw in voice clips of all the different people. Sunny Day is in the background, like doing like, you know, her basic hi-ho to you crap. It is just fantastic. Let me show you. I'm gonna watch this replay right now. So as you see, Pepe Riss is Jocinda Smith right here. So Sonic Robo Blast 2 cards is a mod of the fan game Sonic Robo Blast, and there are like millions of mods to this game. Like there's like a bajillion mods. It is absolutely insane. But you can hear the gameplay through my headphones. It's absolutely insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this. But as you can see, Pepe Riss is one of the characters. He's playing as Jocinda Smith. Ace Racer right here is playing as Gretchen Hasselhoff. Flying J has chosen one of the Weber twins. And Mr. 21. That's our champion from the last league. The last time they did a league, I want to say it was February. I'm not really certain. No, or it was June. February, July, or June. One of those 3 months that they were doing this. But as you can see, and Mr. 21 has chosen Billie Jean Blackwood. Eva Kirby is choosing Kenny Kawaguchi. As you can see, huge Mario Kart, huge Mario Kart influence here. It's got a little bit of a retro feel, but at the same time, it's also in 3D too. It's like if Super Mario Kart didn't suck. So, as kind of a Nintendo guy, you know, Mario Kart is like, you know, like has definitely advanced for the good over the past 30 odd years that it's been a part of the Nintendo lifespan. But some of the older retro games, you know, like Mario Kart, especially the 2D ones, Mario Kart and Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart, wow, Mario Kart Super Circuit. That's the other 2D one I was thinking. It controls not well at all. Like you have to drift really early if you want to make tight turns, like especially on 150cc. Like it's a whole mess. But it looks like these guys have it all figured out. Like Ace Racer right here. Let's get a view of the leading person. There we go. And Mr. 21 right there. And let me go ahead and pull up the standings of this is just one of the many races. I'm going to play another one. I'll play another one of the races right here. I'm also going to learn a shortcut. Apparently there's not a shortstop to stop the playback, but here's a race that Peppy won. Right? I'm sorry, I don't know if she wants to be called Peppy ever, so I'm just gonna call her Peppy Riss. If you know Peppy Riss, Jocinda Smith has always been her favorite character. But yes, here are they raced 13 times on the 1st of November. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Played 13 times in the month of November, and on November 1st. And here are the results right here. I have this play in the background while I'm explaining the score sheet here. So a 5 means that you won the race. So 5 means you won, 4 means you got second, and 3 means you got third. So top 3 as of this recording. Actually, got a little bit of a tie right here. And Mr. 21 and Ace Racer both had a grand total of 48 points. But look at how many 5s Mr. has right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 victories out of the 13. That is almost half of the races they did. And then Ace Racer only won 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Won 5. However, he did win. Ace Racer did win 4 times in a row. So it looked like. So it was tied for a little bit before N-Mister won the last 2 races. It looks like N-Mister was absolutely going to dominate that first half of races. But he was able to come back from his deficit after Ace Racer won 4 in a row. Also in the lineup is Peppy Riss, Eva Kirby, Flying J, and Kurizu. They are all there for fun endgame, surely. But obviously, those are your 4. Those are your 4 leaders right there: Mr. Racer, Peppy Riss, and Eva Kirby. Because Mr. won the most matches, he has the most points after the first week of playing. Now, let me go ahead and. My gosh, this is a lot of stuff going on right here. Robe is absolutely going off about this right now. Let's see. Egg mines and egg boxes. Okay, gotcha. September League. It's wow. I did not know anything about. I didn't know that this was run on the Doom engine. That makes so much sense the way it looks. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. That kind of makes sense that it's run on the Doom engine because look at how it is. Of freaking course it's run on the Doom engine. What the heck? That's absolutely insane. Signups are open. This is facts from Rovnami right now. Signups are open all season round. That means anyone can join in the karting action. However, you might not win because Mr. and Ace Racer are like at each other's necks right now. So let me just go ahead and pull up the resources and actually the events. Here we are. No, where am I going? All right, it's results. Am I going to results? Where am I going? I'm trying to find. Is it pinned somewhere? I know they made. No, they had to have made a. Hello. Did I find it? Have I found it? Okay, here we go. Yes. This last one was Football Festival. Okay, I see what's going on here. The different. I'm gonna save this image and show it off here. So the different matches is based off of it'll have a different theme to them. This one, the only items that were allowed were mines and egg boxes. Next week, the only thing allowed is, Jaws only, hence the name Jabberjaws Jamboree. This one was Football Festival. This next one on Friday is going to be Jabberjaws Jamboree. Then we got Soccer Mania the week after, which is Orbinauts only. And then Ekman Extravaganza. That is frantic items. And then the Friday following Thanksgiving is the Blackwood Friday. I see what you did there. match, which is survival. And like, what better mode to do on Black Friday than survival? See, I go to Black Friday much later in the day when everyone has left, but is still kind of crowding Best Buy, and I just normally get like DVDs, or like last time I went there I got a freaking air fryer that I still use to this day. I'm not one of those guys, but I'm not one of those guys that like says, I have an air fryer and I use it all the time to reheat my fries. Yes, but y'all understand what I'm going off for. All right. So yeah, that is kart racing. If you're interested, join our Discord and talk to Rovnami or Pepirus. They will be very happy to get you all figured out. Okay, guys. I think it's about friggin' time we talk about the Backyard Baseball Online League playoff hunt. This is why I freaking made this in the first place, because so much is going on right now. And we have so much to talk about, so I know you all wanted to see JLB talk first, but I'm going to start with Little League because, quite frankly, and I really do mean quite frankly, there is a bit of a, how do I put this? There's a bit of a, wow. There's a bit of a gap between, well, there was a bit of a gap between talent. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this first. Excuse me while I do some bracketology right here. So what we got right here is the league standings for the Little League. As you see, we have I Mulligan leading the backyard division. We have Jack Ampersand leading the indoor division, and Matty Sams leading the front yard division. Other teams to win a playoff spot are DPAT 679 and Stern Wizard. Right now, it is G Hart and Diski fighting out for that second playoff spot in the backyard division. There are two teams in the Little League backyard, in the Little League driver's seat. That'll be Jack Ampersand of the Mighty Melonheads and Matty Sams of the Crazy Bombers. And now, the Melonheads have had some close games, but are able to keep their record unbeaten thanks to Zanin Estrada and Ahmed Khan. My mouse is giving me so much trouble right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me so much trouble. And now I have to fix... Yes. Basically what I'm trying to say is Ampersand and Matty Sams have a chokehold on the Little League right now, both being undefeated and both winning their games by a lot of runs. So hurry up while I... There's been even some talk about, like, are they or are they not smurfing or, like, whatever, but this is the not up to date. Oh, yeah, that's right. G Hart and Diski have also clinched. Okay, that's good. Whew, all right, let's stick on track here now that I've got some things all fixed. All right, the Melonheads have had some close games, but are able to keep their record unblemished thanks to Zanin Estrada with his 5 home runs and 12 RBIs, and Ahmed Khan with his 7 home runs and 13 RBIs. Jason Giambi and Colin Klinkner share the mound, both who have ERAs under 1.5. Ampersand's biggest challengers this year have been Brickhouse and DPAF, who both held him to only 1 run. He plays... Does he play the both of them, or does he only play... No, he plays the both of them near the end of the season. He plays Brickhouse and DPAF near the end of the season. He's also got a quite tight game with Extra Fun right here, only winning 2-0 there. But you can see, look at these, some of these games. 19-0 against Curizer in week 2. 15-1 against them in week 11. Then we got a 12-0 victory against Miki in week 9. And we got 14-5 win over Notorious Pun in week 7. There's 66 runs scored and 15 runs allowed. Yes, like I mentioned, he does play Brickhouse and Deepaf, who only got a 1-0 victory out of him. I do play that at the end of the season, and although it may seem unimportant since he's already clinched the playoffs, those two teams have the potential to throw him off his momentum before things get serious. Sam's, on the other hand, has had relatively more dominant performance. He has 75 runs scored for him and 9 runs given up. He has held his opponent to 1 or 0 runs in, let me count, I believe 8 of his 11 games that I have here on the screen. You can thank his pitcher, and this shouldn't really be a surprise for anyone who has ever used this player before, or has kept up with the league for more than a year. Amanda Hellerman. That is a BBOL legend right there, Amanda Hellerman, and you would not be surprised to find out that she has, as of right now, 45 strikeouts, a $1 ERA, and a whip of 1.4. Only one player has given him worry all season. 2 players, actually, both Stern Wizard and Amazon's finest, Big Red TJC, held Matty Sam's 2-1 singular run. I haven't even mentioned the backyard division right now, but there's still a couple of teams that can give Jack and Matty runs for their money. Of course, this is a schedule that this is a document that I typed up like a week ago. We have now seen D-Path right here. Disky and G Hart have also clinched. Big Red could probably still clinch. I really don't know. A playoff bracket will use a 1-12. Oh, okay, 1-12. Okay, so some of these teams still have a really good chance. It sucks that this bad boy is just a little bit not updated. But yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at I. Mulligan's team real quick. Leading the backyard right now is I. Mulligan and the Royals. They have a 9-3 record right now. Marilyn McDonald, the Derek Jeter clone, has played for 10.5 games. I'm actually very curious to see, to find out what that half game is, but I'm sure there's some lore with that. He's also got Don Cozart, Faye Dawson, Mandy Coolidge. He's got Mr. Clanky. Of course, Mr. Clanky cannot be used as the pitcher in the BBOL league. He can be used as a pitcher in the RBBL league, but because of this, his pitcher has mainly been Mandy Coolidge. He did have Angelo Del Vecchio as sort of a relief pitcher. But he traded Angelo Del Vecchio for Mr. Clanky, and now Melissa Waters is the go-to relief pitcher, who's done a decent job, certainly. However, Mandy Coolidge, 45 strikeouts, 2.84 ERA. We got 55 runs for, 35 runs against. His losses came to Notorious Pun, G Hart, and Matty Sam's. He plays Pun again week 13. Hopefully he can get his revenge. But things seem to be going good for Mulligan. Since Disky is here, let's go ahead and take a look at his team right now. He's got the Mighty Hornets. He's got Susan Gore, highly approve. Keisha Phillips and Kathy Wolf. Star Moonbeam. Holy crap. This is actually surprisingly a really good team. We got Notorious. Let's see what we got here. He did lose, unfortunately, to I. Mulligan, 13-4. Let's look at these stats right now. Susan Gore seems to be doing most of the damage with 11 RBIs and 5 home runs. Kathy Wolf is getting on base. Does Kathy Wolf have a few stolen bases? Yes, she does. She has 3, and Star Moonbeam has 4. The pitcher for these guys is Grace Tipton, 40 strikeouts, a 3.05 ERA. They lost to I. Mulligan last week 2-7. However, they have gotten their 7th victory over Isaiah, so they have also made the playoffs, which is great. Susan Gore has 9 home runs, but 7, but stats weren't recorded. He traded him Mark for Keisha. Okay. Gotcha. Yes. Perfect. You also got G Hart, who was also made the playoffs. 7-5 record right here. I don't know if he's beaten Jelly Jimbles or not. He also plays Disky in week 14, so that'll be a fun matchup for certain. He's got Sammy Sosa, Jane Davis, Tanya Lesko, a very power-heavy team right here already. And by power heavy, I mean 3 players with 95 or more power. Really, you don't need any more after that. You got a little bit of speed with Earl Abbott. You got decent contact bat with Tony Gwynn. And your obvious first baseman with Billie Jean Blackwood. Your pitcher is Earl Abbott. A good choice. A very speedster Earl Abbott is. Got some good hooks. 49 strikeouts. Unfortunately, a 4.69 ERA. So that's a overall look at the Little League. Again, the summary of that is Jack Ampersand and Matty Sams are both very dominant, but that does not mean that they are immortal. Now, on we go to the Super Duper League. You don't mind me switching back to the gameplay while I get things all set up here. Super Duper League is the league that yours truly is in, alongside the season 13 RBBL commissioner, Crazy Eights. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current standings for this league right now. Let me go ahead and fix this because it's... There we are. No, wait, let's make it bigger. There we are. There's your league standings right now. As you see, Crazy Eights and Can't Wait to Fly are currently in the driver's seats for both of these leagues right here. 6 teams have made the playoffs already. As Crazy Eights, Can't Wait to Fly, Ryan R., George Banuki, Axel Thomas, and Uno Leon. Still in the hunt is myself, Matt Yodek, and then we also have Drowned Kid Trunks and Frosted Donut. That is your Super Duper League right here. Now, the undefeated teams near the halfway point of the season are starting to play each other. Excuse me. Now that the undefeated teams that were near the halfway point of the season are starting to play each other, it's getting clearer by the week who has the momentum. Once again, there are 2 clear front runners. Not necessarily clear, I'd say. Axel Thomas is giving C8 a run for his money. But yes, C8 and the San Francisco Giants. And Can't Wait to Fly in the Oakland Athletics. And this is great because these guys are like, the Giants and the Athletics are like famous interleague rivals, Bay Area rivals. So that would make for a very must-see Super Duper League championship. Absolutely for certain. Yes, thank you very much for getting rid of that. Yes. I was actually kind of hoping that thing would work, but it clearly has not. But yes, it is not. Yes, but if you use the crowd control, it will not work. So sorry. Well, it's gone now, so it doesn't really matter. Yes. You will notice a familiar face in Adam from Buffalo, who's playing the Chicago Cubs in the front yard division. Adam from Buffalo is the commissioner for the Squid Legs League, otherwise known as the Squid Leagues. Currently, our very own CRK is absolutely dominating that league. I don't even need to look it up. That is just how it is going right now. That is just facts upon opinion. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Whoever that is, I think it's Jibbo. But yes, thank you very much for the kind words. I love this setup as well. Let us continue talking about the Super Duper League by getting a quick look at Crazy Eight's team. Bada bing, bada boom. Pulling it up right now. And here it is. So he's got a couple of favorites for Crazy Eights. First off, Chico Papas, his #1 pick. And he's also got a couple. These next few picks are also really, really good. Francis Bluer, Sophie Meyer, and Hillary Vargas. Chico Papas is just a outstanding generic in general. Francis Bluer, also a really good generic as well. Sophie Meyer is the direct statistical clone of Mark McGuire. He also used Sophie Meyer in his RBBL team that went to the championship series of the 2001 league, eventually lost to Loba in that league. But he's also got Alex Gonzalez, a good defensive pick. Ray Tran, also really good, a decent speed pick. He's also got Rose Flugel, who is another veteran of Crazy Eights. He played on the Crazy Indians team back in season 11 of the RBBL. Very famously, Rose Flugel hit a game-tying grand slam in the last inning of a game versus Personizzle and the Reds. There is video footage of that. There is no longer audio footage of that because we don't have the VOD for that, unfortunately. It sucks because one of our esteemed commentators, Mellow Math Teacher, had the call of a lifetime when Rose Flugel hit that ball out. I can only best describe it as he's like hit it over the left field fence, and the words rang in my head. He was like, "The Brewers!" It was the freaking Brewers. I just now realized that he didn't play as the Indians. He played as the Brewers, and he was like, "The Brewers are not dead yet," and that has stuck in my mind for probably the rest of time. If you ever get a chance to hear Mellow Math Teacher call a game, please do. It is very, very imperative that you listen to that man call a game. He's very verbose in how he calls his games. We got an ad break coming in about a minute and a half. I'm going to snooze that. Bam. Because we're going to keep on talking about Super Duper League. Charguider says that the playoff battle will go down to the last week, probably. I agree, honestly. That is, it is quite quite tight there in the in both divisions, really, if you want to be honest. But yes, this is a Crazy Eights team. Let's go ahead and take a look. I actually have to read from my script now. Eights is currently 11-1, and most of that success is thanks to Sophie Meyer, a league-leading 18 home runs and 35 RBI. 6 multi-home run games for Sophie Meyer, including in Game 3 where against Rovnami and the Hornets. She hit 4 home runs. Pitcher Ray Tran has 45 strikeouts and a 1.54 whip. And Rose Flugel has been a surprise link of success with 4 home runs of herself, even though she has... those are some actually decent statistics. I didn't even look at that. She does have like 3 speed though, but that does not matter because they play at Parks Department Field number 2. All she has to do is pull one down the line. That makes sense. But yes, she has 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. 8 team just as a whole has scored 107 runs and 33 has given up 33. Big games include Parker Jack 17-2, Real Trey 15-0. He beat Matt 95 10-1. He beat Uno Leon 7-4. He beat Axel Thomas, who was right under him in the league, 12-1. Don't worry about that week 11. What's that week 11 thing? What's that say? Who's that? What? I did that? What? No, wait, no. You sure that wasn't a dream? What? That's crazy. And I think he's already played his game with Ryan R. I think he beat Ryan R 5-0. He plays George Banuki to end the season next week. All right, so that is Crazy Eights. Let us go ahead and talk about his Bay Area rival. Can't wait to fly. Look immediately at the amount of runs that Fly has. 129 runs scored. I don't even think I have that pulled up. No, I do. 129 runs scored, 24 runs given up. So, Marcellus Marks, Jose Canseco, Lance Lambert, and Parker Cullum all have more than 20 RBIs. Cullum leads that group with 13 home runs. The A's closest game was against Honorable Mention, who, by the way, has been eliminated from playoff contention. This was a 3-2 9-inning absolute nail biter. Absolutely crazy. Fly is probably the likely favorite to win it all. The closest thing in his division is Ryan Arm, who he beat 2-0 in week 3. This is another case where this team is undefeated, yet not immortal. They're already saying that Can't Wait is like humongous league level of good. I agree. Angela was traded for Robbie Bacco. All right, okay, cool. Good to know. So those are the top 2 teams in the league. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the other top teams in the league before we go on to the junior league. Let's go ahead and take a look at Axel Thomas, who is second in his league. 101 runs for, 45 runs given up. Fred Benson with 8 home runs and 23 RBIs, 20 runs scored. And we got Barry Bonds with 5 RBIs and 17 runs scored and a .591 average. You also have Alexis Weiss, who has scored 7 home runs and 21 RBIs with 15 runs scored. She is also... Who is she? I don't know. Okay, yes. I think my my cord got unplugged there, but I think we should still be good. Okay, sweet. Yes. Did I stop talking during Leon's thing, or did I stop talking during my thing? I don't know. Long story short, Leon has a good team. Alexis, let me just go ahead and pull Leon's team back up. Boom. There it is. Felgate, Woodruff, and Cullen are mid-season acquisitions. Basically, most of the team is like it's a team effort. What this thing is, like the stats are kind of well spread out, and Mandy Coolidge has been dominating as pitcher. Now, I don't like to toot my own horn. I really don't, but I'll go ahead and take a look at my team just so you understand. Just to say hello, I'm also here. Cheryl Reynolds, Kathy Wolf, Vladimir Guerrero, and Mike Piazza. Those are the big offensive people that we get. And then the rest is mainly defensive pitching. Gwen Sears and Trent Sizemore, both good defensive players. Diana Hayes was the pitching choice for me. 48 strikeouts and a 1.9 ERA. Amir Khan is my relief pitcher. CRK says that Leon is probably his favorite to win the SDL. It might be his favorite team in the SDL. And I completely agree. I think Leon definitely has a very fun team. Not a single pro to be seen over here or backyard kid. However, I got 1, 2, 3 of those. And I don't think I traded anyone. No, I didn't trade anyone. But Cheryl Reynolds and Vladimir Guerrero both have been doing pretty good for my squad. 7 home runs, 18 RBIs for Cheryl Reynolds, and 7 home runs and 14 RBIs for Vladimir Guerrero. Piazza's had a couple of dingers, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, Diana Hayes is the pitcher. Amir Khan is also a decent pitcher as well. It's definitely gotten me out of a couple of jams before. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other good teams from the other division real quick. We talked about Can't Wait to Fly, so immediately let's talk about Ryan R. Randy Johnson. Okay, that will make a lot of sense. Randy Johnson, obviously the pitcher choice for Ryan R. He's only scored 35 runs, but he's given up 9. All 9 runs given up by Johnson, but since he is practically the only pitcher, he's been the only pitcher he's used at all. So that gives him a .84 ERA. If my thing starts to do this, it's because I'm scrolling up and down to catch some of these stats. But that's obviously the big defensive thing is Randy Johnson absolutely dominating as Ryan R's pitcher. Of course, his only loss was in fact to Can't Wait to Fly. Well, now he's also lost to Crazy Eights. He's got a game with Matt 95 later on. His best offensive person is Emily Lubel, who I believe is a direct statistical clone of Larry Walker, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, George Manucci with an update. He was tied with Ryan for 11 innings before he lost. Wow, that was week 4, a 5-4 victory over George Manucci. Apparently lasted 11 innings. That is incredible. A huge back. We'll look at George's team after we look at Ryan's team. George's team, I call him Jeff from the Wiggles because that's his profile picture on Discord. He also got Jason Kendall on his team. And Joan May. Joan May has only got 1 home run, shockingly, but still a solid outing from this team. All right, let's take a look at George's team. George has the Marlins. No, he has the Melonheads. Who has the Marlins on this side? Does anyone have the Marlins? I got to be thinking of someone else. Marlins. Hode has the Marlins. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I said the Marlins. The hell's wrong with me? George Manucci in Big City Stadium. He's got Zena Fromm, boosted Maria Luna, Alex Rodriguez, good defensive pick, Sean Green, good offensive pick. Overall, just a decent showing of people. Oh, we got a couple of trades here too. Nancy Chin for Tony Gwynn. All right. But Zena Fromm, obviously, the offensive star for Manucci and the Melonheads. 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. Maria Luna has 4 home runs and 14 RBIs and 9 runs scored. Luna is also the one of the 2 pitchers of choice for Mr. Manucci. 20 strikeouts and a 2.57 ERA. Meisenheimer is likely the starter, 3.04 ERA and 46 strikeouts. The only losses came to Ryan R., Frosted Donut Drought, Can't Wait to Fly, and Matt. He's on a 2-game losing skid. He plays Kruh. And he plays Crazy 8 in Week 14. That is going to be a very fun game. Axel Thomas. Oh, yes. Axel Thomas was... traded by Axel Thomas. All right. Cool. So he used to have Joan May. Gotcha. All right. That's how I got Goudreau and Bagwell. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Yes. Now we have learned more about Axel Thomas. Who else is leading this league? We got Ryan, George. That's all the people who have already clinched the playoffs. There is an ad break coming in about 3 minutes. So we're going to take this time to just take a little bit of a break. When we return, we will talk about the Junior League and the Humongous League, because my goodness, there is a lot to discuss with the Junior League and the Humongous League, because a lot freaking happened. So stay tuned. We're going to just take a look at this backyard baseball game. In fact, I'm going to unmute the audio for this backyard baseball game, and we will... Give me a second here. Going to unmute the audio for this. That way we are not losing our minds. I forgot the... There we go. And we will return to this game. We will return to the Backyard Sportscenter briefing. Hopefully it will get posted to YouTube. That is our hope. We will return to the Backyard Sportscenter briefing here in just a little bit. Stick around.
Takes her stretch and the pitch. Swing! Strike one. She kicked the pitch. A swing. Looped up. He's out. That's it for the 8th inning. 1 left on. And the Rockets lead it, up by 5.
The Rockets are soaring high in this game.
Stephanie Morgan comes up to the plate.
This young batter eats left hooks for breakfast.
Into the windup and the delivery. Swinging. A bouncing ball. Lays out. He's got it now. Tosses it over to first. First out. Sydney Weber steps up to the plate.
Looks like she's in a batting slump today.
The target goes up. Fires. Strike one. 1 out. The stretch. The pitch. A swing. A blooper in foul territory. Into the windup. Throws it. That was a ball. 1 and 2. The windup. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on. A bouncing ball. Straight to short. He throws the ball to first. That's it. Out. Lisa Crockett ready for the pitch. From the windup, pitch on the way. Swung on and drove it to deep left. Lots of room. Ball is still in play. The throw to second. That's it. Out. That's all, folks. And that's a win for the Rockets. 9-4.
Boy, are these kids.
today is Lisa Crockett.
If it curves or catches fire, Mad Dog can throw the heck out of it. Just don't ask her to throw a slow ball.
Watch me now. Hey. Stephanie Morgan to lead it off for the team. She's set. Here's the pitch. Ball one, no outs. The windup and the delivery. A swing. And popped up. Ready now. Makes the leap. Not gonna make it. Takes the dive. Safe on first. Next batter, Billie Jean Blackman.
Trying to get something for the team.
Target goes up. Here's the pitch. Strike one. Runner on first, nobody out. She kicked, and the delivery. Ball one, and the count is 1-1. She is ready. She delivers. A swing. It's going to left field, and it's foul. Runner on first, nobody out. From the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Swing! A bouncing ball. Right to the pitcher. Great shot to first. That's it, out. Chucks it over to second, safe. Amir Khan walks up to the plate.
Sticks his axe with his little brother, who still has training wheels on his air guitar.
From the windup, here's the pitch. That was ball one. They have a runner on second, one out. From the windup, cuts to the plate. Swing! Strike one.
Now give us another one, baby.
Gave him the right hook.
That pitch is a tough one for a batter to get anything off of.
1-1. She is ready. The 1-1 pitch. That was a ball. The target goes up. Cuts to the plate. Swung on. Belted it. Under it. Ball is still in play. Rifles it. That's a run. Now it's Luann Louise's turn. She kicks. Cuts to the plate. Ball one. They have a runner on second. One out. Ready now. And the pitch. Swinging. Looped up. Under it. That's not gonna do it. Here's a throw to third. Out!
That was a truly unimpressive maneuver.
Sydney Weber steps up to the plate. Ready now. Here's the pitch.
Pow! Pow! Ooh, ooh. Okay, I think we're ready. Welcome back. Ah! Get this freaking text out of my face. Ah, what do I do? What do I do? Ah, I know what to do. There we go. Welcome back. I think it's time we get to start talking about the Junior League. What about you guys? I know the Junior League was much, much anticipated, and thank you guys for being so, so patient. But it is time we start talking about the Junior League because, holy crack. Holy crack. It is absolutely insane here. Let's go ahead and mute the video game now that I am talking about video games again. Bam. Bam. All right, so. Whoop. There we go. All right, there is your league standings for the Junior League. We have Easy and P. Sanchez with the first round buys so far for the Backyard Division, and then Nathan, who has already clinched that first round bye, and KC leading the Front Yard Division. Other teams that have made the playoffs are B-Ball and Uncle Pepper, people still in the hunt, Navy Cap, DH, Halo, Bok Choy, Balloon, and Montagna Magica. A fun name, that is. There is nothing short of excitement and tension, emphasis on tension, for the top teams in the Junior League. They got their first taste of the playoffs with their mid-season mini-tournament that determined who would replace Freak Show, who quit halfway through the season, and his Humongous Expos. Uncle Pepper eventually was the one who came out on top, and he is now in charge of 2 teams. Pepper, Easy, Sanchez, Nate B-Ball, all those people I mentioned, they have all been forces in the Junior League, and if you see some of the way these guys chirp at each other in the Discord, you think their lives depended on it. You think they were getting paid mills, depending on how they were talking trash on each other. They talk trash more than any league, guaranteed, I promise you. Let's start with the bona fide top teams, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't start with the undefeated team, Mr. Nathan Bog Frungus and his Blue Bombers. If I can pull this team up real quick. There they are. And look who is the first pick of his draft, Mr. Pablo Sanchez. He's got Pablo Sanchez, he's got Kathy Wolf, Davey Merriam, Jeremy Burnett's decent defensive pick right there. Uma Morris, Shane Smith, another good speedster right there. Annie Frazier, Vicky Kawaguchi, and Linda Potter. Now, excuse me while I do some works. All right, so Morris, since trading off Kristen Sullivan, Morris has been the pitcher for these Blue Bombers. Morris has been doing all right. 11 strikeouts, 4 runs given up, a 1.6 ERA this far. His previous pitcher had been Kristen Sullivan before herself. Juan Gonzalez, Rosanna Phelps, and Matthew LaCruz all got traded for Davey Marion, Jeremy Burnett's, Vicky Kawaguchi, and Linda Potter. The top offensive player has been a toss-up between Pablo Sanchez and Uma Morris. Kathy Wolf has been getting on base 24 out of 38 times. That is a 0.362 average, with a grand total of 2 stolen bases and 10 runs scored. As you can take a look at Nathan's schedule right here, 58 runs scored for him, 14 runs given up. His closest games have been with Harb. Who the hell is Harb? Sorry, Harb, I don't know who you are. Ah, yes, the Pirates. Okay, there we go. So Harb in week 2. He also had a 2-0 victory against Route 66. He was able to barely scrape by Mike Madness as well. Barely beats for Fletcher 2-0 as well. Not the highest scoring team per se. He's only hit double digits twice. Once against Montagna and another against Sweet Sing. Is that the name of the person? Sweet Singer. We got CRK here with a few insider scoops. Definitely, this game he played against KC's Hornets, or the Bees, we'll get to KC right after we get to Nathan, was absolutely crazy. Definitely more as his game against Steel Eye hasn't counted yet. Oh, okay. Apparently he's got more runs scored for him. That's good. The game he played against the Bees, it was a walk-off home run from Pablo Sanchez. 1 of 5 he has hit this year. That's pretty freaking cool. I would only assume the match versus KC was going to be nothing but exciting. So thank you, CRK, for that inside knowledge. Let's go straight to KC and the Bees. Cheryl Reynolds, Kenny Lofton, Alex Rodriguez, Lisa Crockett, Jeff Bagwell, Frankie Holly, Vic Souffle, Cindy Chang, and Melissa Waters. Now, Cheryl Reynolds has been leading this squad with 9 home runs and 22 RBIs and a 613 a 613 average. That's what the word I was trying to say. Lisa Crockett is their star pitcher, and honestly, their their franchise player. 41 strikeouts and get this, .72 ERA. That is absolutely insane. KC has only given up 11 runs in total. He has lost once to Nathan. He has not played Halo just yet, but that's for very important reasons. I think Halo is one of the people affected by the recent hurricane. I could be wrong, though. I do not know. Maybe, who knows what's going on with Halo. That is something I do not know what's going on with him. Hopefully he's doing all right. But Lofton, having Lofton on his team is definitely a huge plus. Lofton has a grand total of... Oh, Lofton's a recent acquisition. Okay, never mind. So, Sophie Meyer, Carlos Beltran, and Ryan Vanderhoek were traded for Lofton, Bagwell, and Melissa Waters, and quite the controversial trade, if I remember correctly. But all these guys have been doing quite well. Lofton only has gotten on base 3 times, but all 3 times were doubles, and he scored all 3 times. Bagwell has a home run and 4 RBIs. Melissa Waters has been a decent relief option for KC, for Lisa Crockett and KC, of course. Frankie Holly is another decent bat. Alex Rodriguez has a few RBIs himself. Don't expect a lot of home runs from Alex Rodriguez in this game. This is back when he was with the Mariners and more considered a defensive player rather than the absolute insane, one of the more insane roided home run hitters of the 2000s and 2010s. But yes, KC has been doing fantastic. He's got one last game with Easy, and then, which should be an absolute must-watch, like the must-watch of all must-watches in the Junior League outside of his match with Nathan back in Week 10. But still, a solid team. Solid team for KC, especially that defense. All right, those are the teams that have clinched in the front yard division. Wow. Look at the number of 7 and 5 teams right here. Bok Choy, Balloon, and Montana Magica all are 7 and 5. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Over here, the ones who are just under are Whiff Spree and Mike Madness. Mike Madness, I think, has less of a chance of making the playoffs than I would say Whiff Spree does. But that could be tough. Ferb also has a chance to come back. He's got a couple of games left as well. But DH34 Navy Cap among those who are in playoff contention, with the next 4 teams that I'm going to just run down the list of: P. Sanchez, B-Ball, Uncle Pepper, and Easy. We'll start with P. Sanchez. 10 and 2. First game of the year was a loss against Andy Rue. However, he immediately got his groove and just kept going, especially with that Julie Dunkel pick in the first round of the draft. That has definitely helped him out. 7 home runs, 12 RBIs. Decided not to have Julie as pitcher. That honestly, Julie is a decent pitching option if you have the chance. Faye Dawson has 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Zoe Mallory has 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Yvonne Carter also has 3 home runs, but only 7 RBIs. The pitcher of choice is Ray Tran, 38 strikeouts, and a 2.73 ERA. Let's take a look at what his closest game was that wasn't a loss. He lost to Easy in Week 9. Please tell me that this thing is still plugged in. I'm going to lose. Whispery is the sub for Doodle. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, thank you. So the closest games that weren't wins were Ferb and Harb. He plays Bok Choy in Week 13. That should be a big one. And DLW in Week 14. Let's see. Yeah, look at all these numbers. These are relatively dominant numbers. I mean, beating Wyrack, Urikaz 16-7, Navy Cap 8-0, Durag 10-0, DH 11-1, B-Ball 6-0. This is a very, very solid team being played by a very, very solid player. B-Ball and the San Diego Padres hopefully having a little bit more success than the IRL Padres do right now. Hopefully to give the Padres a taste of that glory. This team's got Jay Green, who's been doing very well. 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. He's also one of his pitching options, a decent pitching option with 4 strikeouts. He's also got Claudia Vallarta, a good defensive option for this team. Kay O'Toole as well. We also got Alexis Weiss and Libby Futterman. Libby Futterman has been doing most of the offensive work for B-Ball with 7 home runs and 19 RBIs, or at least that's as many as I see on here. The pitching choice for B-Ball is Esther French. 18 strikeouts, a 2.37 ERA. Plenty of relief options, though. Dominic Hoskins, Alexis Weiss, and the aforementioned Jane Green earlier. You can see Esther French has a really good fastball and a decently good left hook, so naturally puts that to good use. Dominic Hoskins has decent overall stats. Jay Green has a perfect right hook, so that makes sense. And Alexis Weiss also has a really good right hook as well. I just see most of these games 8-3, losing to DH. What else we have? P. Sanchez as well, 0-6, 0-2-6, and the other loss against Steel Eye, 2-3. But overall, this team is definitely 47 runs for B-Ball, 19 runs against. You need to step it up just the slightest bit in defense, especially in this last leg of the season. Now we got Uncle Pepper, who I really hope this thing didn't just unplug on me. That would not have been good, but that's fine. I'm going to keep talking as if nothing happened. Uncle Pepper, the father of the Red Sox and the Expos, who we will get to later. We got Barry Bonds, Jane Davis, who has been doing the most work on offense. Jane Davis has 7 home runs, 17 RBIs, and a .677 batting average, a 1.548 slugging percentage. Jane Davis has had some defensive failures in the past, and this is just straight up fact upon fact. But Jane Davis is an absolute beast at the plate. Sonia Hagen, Maya Woodruff as well. I believe Maya was the midseason acquisition for Wally Evans, who didn't do as well as Pepper hoped, and already Woodruff is exceeding those expectations, as she has a couple of RBIs to her name. He's also got Lena Ang and pitching choice Omar Stefano. Omar Stefano has 33 strikeouts and a 2.85 ERA, a whip of 1.66. Stefano has a perfect right hook and a very decent slow ball. So those are very good options for Pepper to use. Pepper, unfortunately, according to this thing, is on a 3-game skid. He has yet to play Singer and Montana, and his Week 14 game is against Halo, so we don't know how that's going to turn out. But he's got a lot on his plate, so I don't necessarily blame him at all. And also, the last 3 players he played were the top-tier players, so that's the weird thing, because Pepper won the midseason tournament, so you would think that he'd be doing well, but a little bit of a controversy there with him playing in the Junior League and the Humongous League. Decisions had to be made on like how to replace one of, if not the best backyard baseball competitive player of the past year or so, the top 3, if not top 2. But yeah, finally, let's go to Easy, who's got the San Francisco Giants, and my God, the year 1998 has thrown up all over the screen because we have Sosa and McGuire on this team. Easy is 10-1. I believe he leads his division. 8 home runs for each Sammy Sosa and McGuire. Sosa has 12 RBIs. McGuire has 18 RBIs. Christina Beatty was the choice for pitcher. She has been doing all right. 36 strikeouts, 46 hits given up, but only 4, count them, 4 runs given up. A .51 ERA and a 1.11 whip. This team is absolutely insane. The only loss coming to B-Ball, a 3-0 loss. My goodness. It's got a decently easy schedule, except, of course, for that Week 14 match with KC coming up. But my goodness. You got Tony Del Vecchio, who's a great arm. Molly May is also a decent hitter. Molly May has 5 home runs. Rafael Hendricks is also a really good hitter with 7 home runs and 11 RBIs. No midseason acquisition for this guy. Perry Marks has also been doing very, very decent. This is very, very exciting stuff to see these San Francisco Giants. So overall, the Junior League, absolutely scary, if I might say. Probably going to be the league that everyone's looking forward to the absolute most, because not only is the trash talk absolutely off the rails, but the amount of freaking talent in the Junior League has been pretty exciting, to say the least. All right. It is now time to talk about the Humongous League, our Premier League to the other leagues, Championship Leagues 1 and 2, to use soccer terms. But this is the granddaddy of them all. Now let's get through this quick because my girlfriend is coming over with her cat. I need to watch him tonight. But there is your Humongous League standings right there. Killer Bat leading the Backyard Division alongside HC3. Matitude is leading the Front Yard Division. He's followed up by Loba and Hines. ZRK also behind the Yankees and Orioles. Lil Waz is up there as well. Visery, Personizzle. I wrote a whole paragraph about this, so let's talk. The best record thus far. Who else but one of Backyard's greatest veterans? Hold on, give me a second. We have we got a paragraph from DH4 with a little bit of insider information from the JL. Let's listen. By the way, Alex, in case you are wondering, I'll clinch the 6th playoff spot in the JL Backyard Division as long as Ferb loses once. Ferb has a tiebreaker over me by beating me in our matchup, so he has to lose once so I can clinch officially. That is just based off of my knowledge if we're going off of wins and other teams and wins-loss record overall. So, DH34 is still in the fight for the playoffs as well. Yes. HC3 has officially clinched a first-round bye. That is good to know. All right, let's go back to my script. That way I can just... I've got a couple of paragraphs, actually. That's really cool. All right, the best record thus far. Who else but one of the Backyard's greatest players of all time, Killer Bat. Killer Bat, for those of you who don't know, was one of the best players to play in the... Killer Bat was one of the best players to play in the original olden days of the when you could play Backyard Baseball 2001 over dial-up. And he has come back, and he has come back with a vengeance, playing runner-up to Hunt Stunt in Season 2, and eventually beating Schwilly in Season 3. Missed the playoffs last season, but it looks like he's gunning to make a comeback this season for certain. So let's go ahead and take a look at his team. We have Zenon Estrada, Juan Gonzalez, Frank Thomas, a returning Baltimore Oriole from that Season 2 team, Rachel La Buena, Nikki Winston, Joe Cinda Smith, Betty, Houston, Olive, Hussein, Michiko, Dachi. I actually think Frank Thomas was one of the Orioles' opponents. I think he pitched for, I really want to say Freak Show and the Devil Rays. I don't know. But yes, solid team right now. Give me a second while I pull up the stats. So, after a less than ideal Season 4 campaign, Killer Bat has come charging back to put up 62 runs in 8 games. Now, 83 runs in 12 games. You can thank his leading hitters, Zenon Estrada and Rachel La Buena, for that. Zenon has 11 home runs and 20 RBIs. Rachel has 9 home runs and 23 RBIs. His only loss came thus far has come to last year's champion CRK. As last year's JL champion CRK, he faces Say Stafe. He faced Say Stafe in week 10, beat him 6-2. He played Schwilly in a Season 3 World Series rematch, barely beating him 2-0. He's got a match with Loba this week. We are really hoping to see if we can get that broadcasted to Twitch. That would be awesome if we could do that. If not, that is A-okay. Really trying to focus on the playoffs here. But, yes, not too far behind KB, however, is, of course, HC3. And HC3, I'm being told, is the only one who has clinched the first round bye. Okay, no, hold on. HC3 has clinched a first round bye. It says here he is 11-2. He plays Loba in week 14. That should also be a very big match. HCI, according to CRK, has the only team aside from KB that can tie his worst possible record of what? Okay, hold on. Okay, CRK is just doing some more things. The only team aside from KB that can tie HCI's worst possible record of 11-3 is CRK. However, HCI beat CRK, so they should have the first round bye gold on their name. Okay, so they should have gold then. That's fine. I keep on saying HCI, and I very much apologize. HC3, very famous, by the way, for trading off a bunch of players mid-season. And Francis Bluer, Isabel Morelli, Stephanie Morgan, and Vic Souffle all had to take the axe halfway through this season. But that doesn't necessarily stop HCI from doing any damage. 11-2 is his record. 69 runs scored for him, 21 runs given up. His pitcher is Fernando Diaz. I didn't even mention who the pitcher for Killer Bat was. I'm pretty sure it is Frank Thomas. Let me just look it up really quick. Yeah, Frank Thomas, 54 strikeouts and a 2.66 ERA. HC3, on the other hand, Fernando Diaz has had him for all 13 games, 29 strikeouts and a 1.64 ERA, and 1.17 whip. Felgate, 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Jillian Payne, 10 RBIs. We also have Fernando Diaz with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. As for his midseason acquisitions, Fred Benson has 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Gary Allen has a home run and 6. Tony Gwynn has a home run and 5. So his midseason acquisitions, you can definitely say, was an absolute success. Give me a second. My girlfriend is asking me to look at my snap. After this, we are going to look at the CRK's team. So stand by. All right, where were we? We were on CRK's team. So let's quickly switch to that page. CRK is 8-3. And he's got his trademark junior bombers. So Keisha Phillips, Tanya Lesko, Marty Cordova, Alexis Weiss, Alex Gonzalez, Shane Smith, Derek McCattery, Aaron Harris, and Heidi Thurman, because it wouldn't be a CRK team without Heidi Thurman at catcher. Finishing off my little paragraph that I have yet to finish. What? I wrote this all the way back in week 8. Okay, I was really hoping to get this out sooner than later, but it says HC3 has yet to obtain playoff glory. He's gotten the first round bye. Playoff glory I think means winning the world championship. That's what I think I meant there. But remains one of the league's biggest regular season threats. That is a fact. Blah blah blah. CRK follows up his JL championship last season with a stellar HL outing thus far. His biggest match was against HCI, a 3-5 loss. He plays Trigatriz, Hines, and Uncle Pepper to finish out the season. HC3, on the other hand, yes, playing Loba. We know this. Let us go ahead and take another quick look at this Bombers team. Phillips, only 35 runs scored and 28 runs given up. CRK is basically hanging on by a thread. Take a look at his biggest win was against Killer Bat, 6-2, right? 6-2 for a win, but every other game, 3-0 against Lil Waz, 5-4 against Rajas, 2-time runner-up Rajas. Schwilly lost 2-5. Saystave lost 1-3. HCI, of course, that 3-5 loss, but Epstein 4-1. Schlim 3-1. Visry 5-1. This is he's making it, but he's making it very, very close for himself. However, thanks to Tanya Lesko, Keisha Phillips, and Cordova and Weiss, he has been able to hold on to himself. Cordova is his starting pitcher. Cordova has just got hooks galore and 32 strikeouts, a 2.02 ERA. His relief option is Alexis Weiss. He also has McCattery and Harris for a few strikeouts as well, but Weiss has that good right hook. So CRK, with a little bit of insider information, my record should be 7-3 as me and Nate. Ooh, okay. So this is very important. Nate Taskin, 28. He has been playing as a Red Sox. He's just been unable to finish the season because of IRL stuff. So he has decided to forfeit the rest of the season. However, he and CRK have decided to overturn that forfeit and play the game. And they have already scheduled it, so it is going to happen. So that is good for both teams involved. It's good to hear that Nate is going to try and get some matches in, but I do hope he's doing all right. Did I miss something from my girlfriend? Hold on. I think... I'll worry about that later. What do we have here? We have CRK, yes. That is the backyard division. Let's go to the front yard division. The current leader of that division is Matitude. Let's go to Matitudes real quick. Matitude has the Kansas City Royals, and as the Royals are my favorite sports team ever, that is definitely fun for me. He's got Jose, Ken, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and read off the script. I'm just kind of going off the cuff here, but I do have a script. Let me read off. bringing up Loba. Oh yeah, how is the defending champion doing? Loba sits behind Matitude as the two best teams in the front yard division. He is not invincible, Loba is, as JTS and Alman, both with decent chance of playoff contention, have handed him losses. Matitude, on the other hand, has lost to Orlando Stars and Hines, both of whom right now are currently behind him and Loba, alongside JTS. I wrote this back in week 8. Orlando Stars lost to Alman and Dr. Pecker. JTS lost to Pecker and Matitude. Hines lost to Pecker, Alman, and Loba. What I'm trying to say is that although Loba and Matitude lead the charge on paper, this is still anyone's division to take. And by that, I do not mean regular season, I mean in the playoffs. Especially now with Uncle Pepper on board, giving Anju Pays a decent showing, but ultimately losing 0-1. The Expos, unfortunately to my knowledge, have not been able to lock in and bring the Expos back into a former glory. I think they have officially gone off into the sunset with alongside their former coach. Where is Uncle Pepper? There he is. Yes, unfortunately, ever since he took over the team, he has not been able to. He's basically not been able to return to his former glory. He's got a last match with the CRK in week 14. So that's just a very sad moment. But let's go ahead and go to Matitude once again. Conseco and McGuire, the Bash brothers, brought back together for just one season only. We're acting like it's 1987 right now. Conseco, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. McGuire, 9 home runs, 14 RBIs. But the Bash brothers have been absolutely showed off by Joan May, who has 13 RBIs and 26 home runs. Flip that, strike that, reverse it. 13 home runs and 26 RBIs. The pitcher for this team is Esther French, 39 strikeouts and a 4.57 ERA, followed by a 19 strikeout Holly Franklin and a 4.97 ERA on the mound. What the frick? I just realized Ronnie Dobbs has the pigtail that everyone else has on his team. It's funny, all the generics have the brown hair and pigtails going for them, and so I guess Ronnie Dobbs is just trying to fit in here. Mr. Clanky is also a part of this team, 4 RBIs and 9 runs scored. Fabian Callahan is also with this team. Unfortunately, Fabian has only hit 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. In fact, Ronnie Dobbs has more home runs than Fabian Callahan, 6 home runs and 12 RBIs. So that is the reason Matitude is making waves. What about Loba? He's got Pete Wheeler on his squad, Maynard McElroy as well, some speedsters in them, and Adam Van Doren. And then he's also got, should also mention, Wheeler and Jones are mid-season acquisitions for Henri Deschênes and Anna Goudreau. This will be the last. We are like 2 teams in, and then I have to call it quits because I have to run and get something. But, yeah, Henri Deschênes, 3 home runs and 4 RBIs, not able to do a whole lot of damage. Anna Goudreau, also not able to do a whole lot of damage. However, Pete Wheeler, Barbara Jones, and George Coleman, Vanessa Goodman, another midseason trade, have all done decently well with their new team. Loba has only been able to score 62 runs. However, that really isn't that big of a deal because he is on dirt yards, and that is his big factor in pretty much every single year. Yeah. Whew. I am running out of steam. I really, really am. I'm probably going to stop talking after I go over Loba's team because I just need to stop talking. I just really need to stop talking. My throat hurts. But yes, biggest wins came against Evan, 9-1, Rajas 8-3, as he had to play Killer Bat and HC3. Those are going to be 2 of the biggest matchups in the playoff in this last leg of the season. As one of 3 losses came to JTS, Elman, and Matitude, like I mentioned earlier. If Matitude is and Loba is the division championship that we're going to get, I am very excited for that. Got some insider scoop from Killer Bat. Curse of Randy and Freak Show's new kind of streak would have happened to him too. That's a nasty schedule. Ooh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. All of our schedules are painful, tough champion level opponents. This is true. That entire division is just absolutely insane. So really, we are just happy to have everyone here to play with us. Oh my gosh. All right. You know what? It is time for me to wrap things up. I have talked my talk. I have walked my walk. I have talked for so long that I forgot to put myself back up here. But first off, thank you, Playground Productions and Mecha Studios, for that super cool Fox Mulder backyardified picture of me. Really appreciate it. And I appreciate all that you guys do, of course. I'd like to thank everyone for sticking around for the remind me to never carry my microphone around ever again, because this guy kept on getting disconnected over and over again. Whew, wow. Yes, but that is a lot of talking. That is a lot of talking from me. Another thing from Killer Bat. Looking at the differences in Season 4 and Season 5, Nate was in the semis and Epstein were in the finals. 19 and 9 combined regular season for those teams. 1 and 20. Yes, this is huge. Epstein and Nate are both 1 and 25 after making the playoffs last year. That is, the meta surely has changed. Really, the name of the game I've learned is figure out what the meta is and take advantage of it as soon as you can, or die trying. So, I'm running out of words to say, but my brain is all mush and my vocal cords are dying. So thank you all very much for tuning in to this stream. Hopefully in the future we will have coverage of the RBBL draft / selection show. I'll talk with C8 about that. We'll have more information about the BFOL draft, and of course we will have BBOL playoff coverage. That is for certain. That is for fact. We will, if anything, we'll try and get the championship games up on the Twitch. But that is our plan. Who knows what'll happen. Thank you very much for watching. Tune in next time. We are very grateful. Oh, to plug us, we have many, if you're interested in joining us, we have a lot of things. First off, we have a website, backyardsports.online. I have already goofed that up. Backyard Sports is just backyard, not backyards. It is backyardsport.online. There we go. Let me delete that. I don't think I can. It's fine. That is our website for keeping track of our season and all that junk. You can also find us on most social medias. We also have a Patreon, so if you want to consider joining that, if we have enough, we might do some fun things in the future. But thank you all very much for joining. Please stay tuned. Do not stay tuned. We're going to end the stream, but stay tuned on the stream. Stay tuned on the channel. I'm just going to stop talking before I lose my mind. I'm sorry. Have a good day. This is Alex, signing off.